Haikou is the capital city of China's Hainan province. Although it is home to over 2 million people, the city does not rank among China's 50 largest cities by population. Even though it is a small town by Chinese standards, the city has many tall buildings including skyscrapers. All of these have been constructed since 2000. All that is about to change. Even smaller skyscrapers will now be prohibited in areas like this. There have also been tighter restrictions in China's larger cities. So, what's causing the nation that has more skyscrapers to do such a drastic U-turn? The Ministry of Housing and Urban-Rural Development has just banned buildings above 500 meters in height and imposed severe restrictions on those who plan to exceed 250 meters. The copycat architectural craze was also stopped, as large and somewhat bizarre replicas of landmarks around the world appeared in many cities. Many were surprised that China, despite some analysts' predictions, would eventually stop adding to the list. The next government announcement in October 2021 will see these measures becoming even stricter. Now, cities under 3 million people will not be allowed to build any skyscrapers. No longer will it be possible to build skyscrapers higher than 150 meters, the height where a building becomes officially a skyscraper. Special exemptions can still be granted if the city needs to build a skyscraper. However, they cannot exceed 250 meters. A larger city can also go higher if they have a compelling case. But if they want to go above 500 meters, forget it. There will be no more Shanghai towers or Ping and finance centers. Even beyond the 100-meter limit, there are new rules. For a building to go above 100 meters, it must meet specific requirements for fire safety and seismic performance. Why? China was doing just fine, wasn't it? Its skyscraper boom, didn't it help it achieve the remarkable rates of growth that it has enjoyed since 1980? In the last few years, the Chinese government has started to pay greater attention to building quality as well as the characteristics of Chinese cities. In China, urbanization has been a rapid and astonishing process for the last 3 decades. In this process, many buildings were constructed based on speed rather than high standards and quality. China's government is aware of this problem. These concerns have grown, not helped by incidents such as the viral video of a Shenzhen skyscraper shaking uncontrollably in May 2021. Officials also want to stop more vanity projects where buildings are built to make a point rather than meet a real need. These buildings often have more floor space available than can be realistically occupied and are designed in a way that does not take into account the surroundings. Then there are the extreme cases. There are cities that have half-built skyscrapers due to major construction problems. There are also environmental factors, such as the urban heat and high wind pressures that skyscrapers can create. They can also put additional strain on the city's transportation system. By focusing on smaller cities that haven't experienced the same rapid growth, they won't be flooded with towering buildings. The new rules are clear about what you can't do. But they're not very specific about what you should instead do. This is due to the fact that Chinese cities are so different between regions. It would be difficult to have a one-size-fits-all approach. China is a large country with different development levels in different cities, as well as different historical remains. It's hard to give advice as a document issued by the central government. Local authorities, planners, and architects should decide this for themselves. They should ensure that what they design fits within the existing setting, rather than opting for extreme heights or wacky designs. All of this makes sense. But why now? Could it be related to another incident in China like the Evergrande crisis? The ongoing real estate crisis has seen developers such as Evergrande struggle with massive debts and selling off their housing stock. Besides that, in recent years, China has started to encourage a circular economy because it doesn't believe that international trading is sustainable in the long run. There are also a lot of ghost towns, where residential buildings have been built but nobody buys them. This is especially true in the inland cities. Height restrictions alone cannot solve this complex problem. Overall, there has been a positive response. Some may be saddened by the fact that we won't see another Chinese skyscraper, but this is probably the best decision. Smaller cities will have to find ways to make themselves known. China's unstoppable growth has now entered a new phase, one that places greater importance on the architectural and economical integrity of its cities. Do you think China's move to restrict skyscrapers is a right decision? Leave your comments and tell us what you think.